Yo, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about why I think that exposing fake natties, this whole movement of natty or not, or exposing fake natties, is a turning point in the fitness industry, the fitness meta, or the fitness zeitgeist, or the fitness YouTube fitness community, whatever you want to call it, the quasi mainstream learning environment for people who are interested in getting in shape and looking better and feeling better and getting healthier. And why exposing fake natties is really a major turning point for the industry. Because up until now, let me just check this really quick. Not blocking anything. Okay. Up until now, I guess I'll just do it like this, like before and after, right? These are my notes. So what the issue generally is that when you're trying to determine, because for some reason there's still really a lot of confusion out there in terms of how to actually be healthy and how to get a nice body and how to how to handle the health aspect of your life. When I've said a million billion times, it's really not that hard. It's actually very simple. You eat nutrient dense natural food, meat and eggs, and you exercise in some form like resistance training, the gym, whatever, a sport. And that's it. Get enough sleep, drink water, boom, you're done. But the issue is that you have, it's an industry. It's a major industry because people don't want to hear simple advice that is basically just like, sorry, you got to put the work in. They're like, well, how can I get an extra edge so I don't have to work as hard, kind of thing. It's like, what ab exercise can I do so I don't have to work my abs that hard, so I don't have to actually train that hard, so I can save more time, so I can get it faster. And this has kind of opened up opportunities for people to promote all kinds of supplements and workout programs. And when you have somebody who's promoting this that may have used a little bit of extra, currently illegal, yet very effective help to get the type of body that they have, and they don't disclose that, it's disingenuous and misleading, and you could even say unethical. So, what's the issue? Like I just touched on right now, fitness influencers lie. Okay, so they just lie. They do. Anytime you see any fitness influencer promoting another company's supplement, that's like some fucking weird shit. That's not like something basic. That's not like, oh, guys, I really like melatonin. It's amazing. Here, like, take these fucking $7 like melatonin gummies that I bought at Walmart. If it's not like that, if it's like, oh, you guys should definitely check out fucking this like purple powder mix that I got from Purple Powder, Supplements Incorporated. Use coupon code Brittany for 10% off. Like, come on, don't be stupid. Anytime you see anything like that, those people are just doing it for the money. They don't know shit about the supplement. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they are like on performance enhancing drugs. That's just kind of a like additional problem in the fitness industry. But you do see this a lot, and you would see this all the time with old like muscle building magazines back, early 2000s, where you would see like, I don't even know, fucking Jay Cutler and like all these jacked old school bodybuilders, or maybe not. Are they old school at this point? Like Ronnie Coleman, is that old school? Promoting, nitro exo fuel, like now with 2 times as much citrulline. And it's like the dude weighs like 350 pounds, 5% body fat. And yeah, is it really because he took, this NO2 booster? Probably not. But and okay, fine, and that's an extreme example, and there was no Instagram back then. But the issue now is that because media is now social media, and it's no longer, and you don't have to be a famous bodybuilder to be in a magazine now. You can fucking start your own magazine online in the form of your Instagram page and post pictures and videos of yourself online and be looking jacked and sell all kinds of shit because, people are going to associate your excellent physical condition with whatever shit supplement you happen to be promoting. Now, I'm not saying that supplements don't work. I obviously take a ton of supplements and I think they're fucking amazing. And I am not in theory against the idea of people promoting them to make money, especially if they're an influencer. But like I said earlier, I think the issue is that when you don't disclose that you are also taking performance enhancing drugs, which are arguably the most powerful supplements that you can take by a wide margin, then you are selling or marketing or promoting those supplements under false pretenses, which, like I said, is a little bit unethical. Okay, so before, and I guess this is currently also the case now, and this is even worse now with social media, where like you look on Instagram, and I'm guilty of consuming this type of media as well, but the like fitness social media is really just like girls posting pictures of their ass or like provocative poses or with their leg behind their head, full makeup, filters, their hair's done, and they're all just thirst traps, and it's all just like, look at me, look how sexy I am. Oh, and like, buy these tights, 10% off. And to be fair, like those things are marketed towards women, and women are just more of consumers anyway, and I'm not really including them in this argument because the bar is set lower for women anyway, especially in terms of how your body looks. Even though some people might disagree with that, the bar is set much lower for women than it is for men. If you're a man and you are out of shape and fat and not attractive, it's much harder to be attractive as a man than it is as a woman. Because as a woman, guys are pretty much going to want to fuck you anyway. And if you have like the most freakishly amazing Instagram sexy girl body part model body, or if you're just like a normal hot girl, that's not like that big of a difference in terms of what you're going to attract, or like the type of guys or the number of guys you're going to attract. Both types of girls are going to be extremely attractive to guys. There's not really that much of a difference. So anyway, this is, I guess, geared more towards guys. Probably should have mentioned that in the beginning, because for guys to achieve that like G.I. Joe superhero exaggerated fucking cartoon body, you pretty much need to take some sort of performance enhancing drugs, whether it's steroids or SARMs. Really just steroids or SARMs, I guess, with a few exceptions. If you are like a genetic freak, or I guess maybe you just like train shoulders all day, every day, maybe to get the cap delts. But those telltale signs that you are on something, are unfortunately also most attractive to the human eye to look at. And if you have that and you're not disclosing that you're on steroids, then it's not good. So also, they all promote, and like, why is this also disingenuous? Because the people who are the fitness influencers who are on steroids and not in like by a lie of omission, just not mentioning it, they all promote the exact same fucking boring ass bodybuilding programs. They're like, oh, get my bodybuilding program. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, upper body. Tuesday, Thursday, lower body. Saturday, Sunday, rest. Or some variation of that. Or they're like, no, mine's different. Monday, Thursday, Saturday, upper body. Tuesday, rest. Wednesday, lower body. You understand? It's like, there's not much variation. Oh, he says to do 3 sets of 10. I actually do 4 sets of 8. Whoa, buy my program instead. It's like there's not that much of a difference, between those two programs. They're all basically the fucking same. So it's like you can take two people and have them do exactly the same program. They're going to get completely different results just because one of them is genetically gifted and one of them is not. That's just how it is. And like any of you who watch Greg Doucette, who is one of the major, watchdogs, him and More Plates, More Dates and this whole fake Natty thing, he says all the time, he's like, you can take somebody who's a genetic phenom and he will crush people in an untested bodybuilding competition. And you can have somebody who's got shit genetics and he's taking all the gear in the world and he's going to place last because his genetics are just that bad. And that unfortunately is true. That's something that nobody wants to address because it's defeatist. And with fitness, like, you don't want to be defeatist because the whole idea is that if you train hard, you can get what you want, which is true. You will get a nice body overall. You will look a bazillion times better than how you would look if you didn't train. But will you be, can anybody get to be, top 1% of the world? No, probably not. Can you be the most fit and attractive guy in the room at any given time? Yeah, you definitely can, for sure. The bar is already set very low for guys as well. But yeah, and I guess the issue before is that nobody was talking about, is this guy natty or not? Before YouTube, I guess, it was extremely taboo to talk about steroids. Very taboo. All of these scandals in sports where like Barry Bonds set a record. Oh, well, actually it just came out that he was taking steroids. Oh, and Mark McGuire and fucking whatever. All these people, oh my God, turns out they're on steroids. Even though all these people have been on fucking steroids this whole time and they're just really good at hiding it. That's the name of the game. It's not like how good can you get while being natty? It's how good can you get while cheating and not getting caught cheating. That's really what it comes down to, which in a way is okay in sports because everybody's doing it. But the difference is that professional athletes are not directly marketing anything most of the time. Unless they have a shoe deal or something like that. And like, who the fuck cares if you have a shoe deal? Like, it doesn't, the shoes are not giving you the fucking massive traps. You know what I mean? Trap shoes, maybe that could be a new invention. But with fitness influencers who are selling programs or selling supplements or marketing them, it's a little less ethical, you could say. All right. So anyway, now that the only two really that I know of who are doing this on a regular basis are Greg Doucette and More Plates, More Dates. And in my opinion, as somebody who has kind of been observing the fitness industry for many years, these guys are single-handedly changing the way people talk about these kind of things, and the amount of influencers who are coming out and admitting that they are using because of these two guys, just these two guys. It's not a movement. There's no laws that have been changed. There's no like, yeah, I guess TRT is more commonly prescribed now, but if nobody was talking about it, like, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, does the tree exist? I know it's like, does something else, but like, that's what it actually is. Like, does the tree actually exist? Well, no, if nobody's talking about it, it doesn't exist. But now that two people are making daily videos, sometimes 2 times a day, calling out individual fitness influencers and athletes and celebrities and analyzing their history of pictures and saying like, okay, back in 2013, he looked like this. In 2014, he looked like this. And in high school, he looked like this. And then he trained for a movie role and he looked like this. And then this happened. And they're like, these two guys, More Plates, More Dates, painstakingly detailed. Greg Doucette, less so, but very vocal. It's like the dynamic duo of Natty or Nots, where they're just like, and the crazy thing, what's also kind of interesting is that they seem to be, I don't want to say they're copying each other, but they're kind of copying each other. Like, one of them sees that they'll do a video on one guy, and then the other one will go and do a video on the exact same person. So you get to see, they kind of complement each other, right? More Plates, More Dates is more scientific, and he seems to have a better grasp of like the scientific literature on all of it and what it will specifically do to your body. Whereas Greg Doucette just kind of provides a more overall general view of, whether or not it's likely that these guys are on something, and the more like big picture sense of, are they on something? Is that really so bad? Does it matter? Should we care? And it's just kind of like the overall like macro meta view of what's going on. So these guys, like I said, are single-handedly keeping everybody honest. And the amount of people who have come out and admitted to using steroids as a result is pretty high, right? I don't know all of these like Gymshark athletes. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I've seen, I watch both of these guys. These are some of the only fitness people that I watch on YouTube, because the rest of them are just full of shit. All the mainstream people are fucking full of shit. They're a bunch of fucking lying, like over-exaggerated fake actors who just, they have great bodies. Don't get me wrong. They work hard in the gym. Sure. They look amazing, but like, should you ever take any advice from them? No, you shouldn't. If you want to be entertained and waste time watching YouTube, yeah, okay, sure. That's up to you if you want to do that. But don't confuse that with actual like advice and recommendations on what you should do to, add or not add to your training. There's way better stuff out there. And like I said, these two guys, they are two, I guess you could call them both veteran steroid users, right? Greg Doucette has been competing in bodybuilding for 20 years, I want to say, and been using steroids for 10, and also More Plates, More Dates, I think, has been doing it for around 10 years as well. Maybe less, because I think he's in his late 20s, I think. But it's very common now, like it's kind of past the point of no return in terms of this, like whether or not this can be kind of kept under wraps anymore. Because when I was a personal trainer, I would actually work professionally as a personal trainer briefly back when I was like 20 years old. And this was something that we would always talk about in the gym, because as a personal trainer, you are responsible in most gyms, you are responsible for getting your own clients in the gym. Maybe they will book appointments for you with new members, or maybe, they'll give you a book of members and you can call them and say like, oh, when do you want to come in for your free session, blah, blah, blah. But like they're not going to say, okay, you work from this time to this time and you're booked solid already. It's up to you to get your new clients. And it was frustrating for those of us who either didn't have amazing genetics or were not on something, that it was much harder for us to get clients, because naturally when you're trying to talk to a client and you're trying to convince them to sign up, they're going to look at you and be like, bro, you don't even really look that impressive. Why should I sign up with you when this guy over here is 220 pounds, fucking 5'9", solid muscle. He obviously knows what he's doing, didn't get like that on accident, when in reality, like, he has good genetics and, he's on gear. So anyway, it's something that is finally like becoming mainstream now. Is it a little bit, is it dipping its toes in the defeatist pool a little bit? I don't think it's a valid excuse as for why you should not try at all, or why you should not try as hard as you can. Because like I said, I definitely think that you can still look amazing as a natural. And like, little side note, I think going on TRT as a man is a great idea anyway, and is something you should consider doing regardless. But you just have to keep in mind that if you're going to buy any sort of training or coaching from somebody who it's questionable as to whether or not they're on something and they don't disclose it right away, you have to kind of assume that they are. And if they're not disclosing it, then you should kind of think twice about whether or not you want to actually give that person any money, because that's, if they're holding that back from you, what else are they not telling you? Okay, and then finally, this whole idea of TRT and steroid use becoming more socially accepted. And this is something that you hear both of them say quite a bit, and something I agree with as well, which is that TRT, right, if you just want to take low doses of testosterone over a prolonged period of time, I think that is a great choice for men who are over 25. I wouldn't start younger than that because your body is still changing. I'm not an expert on it, but it just seems to me that you would not want to artificially mess with your hormones before you are done, before you are fully formed, fully grown, I guess, as a human being. Because while your body's still changing, if you introduce exogenous hormones, then it could potentially like permanently affect your body's ability to produce testosterone, for example. So I would wait until after you've kind of leveled off in terms of your development, I guess you could say. But again, like I said, I'm not a doctor or an expert. But anyway, the good thing is that TRT is becoming more socially accepted, which I think is good. Yeah, okay, it's a medical procedure and it's a prescription and it's managed by a doctor, blah, blah, blah. But like in reality, most doctors don't have any fucking idea what they're doing. They don't know shit. They don't know anything about TRT. They're not going to prescribe it to you. You have to go to a specialized clinic. And even those clinics, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You have to go to somebody who like actually knows what they're doing. Speaking of which, I was kind of considering signing up for More Plates, More Dates. What's this called? His TRT clinic. I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to like get a blood panel and see what's going on, because I am, I can neither confirm nor deny how I am administering my own TRT protocol, but I may or may not have done a blood panel or be getting mine from a doctor. So I would be interested to hear from a more experienced source who I believe knows what they're talking about, because I've seen a lot of their videos and it's clear that they know their stuff. So I've been thinking about doing that, and I think it's a much better idea than just going at it alone. But even going at it alone, if you are an experienced biohacker, I don't think it's a very benign substance. It's not, it works and it's effective, but it's nothing like I thought it would be. I thought it would be like way more intense than it is right now. And it's a nice little boost for sure, don't get me wrong, but it's not this like, oh my God, my life changed in a million bazillion different ways. Like it's nice. It's a good little boost, but it's really not, that big of a deal. And this whole thing about steroid use becoming more socially accepted, I think that's also okay, right? I think the biggest issue with using steroids is that if you mismanage the side effects, then you can do permanent damage to yourself and you'll really fuck yourself up. And it could potentially lead to unhealthy behaviors that are more related to mental health, like body dysmorphia, eating disorders, which is really like, is that coming from your obsession for like validation from other people? Or are they side effects from the drugs that you're not managing correctly that are driving you into other unhealthy behaviors and causing this kind of like spiraling effect? Like, let's say you're just like starved for attention, for lack of a better explanation. So you do steroids to change your body and get all this attention. And then you're getting that attention and it leads you to, let's say, party with certain groups of people where there's a lot of other types of drugs. And the mixture of, cocaine and pain pills and like steroids and doing your PCT and all that stuff, like the mixture of all of that fucks with your head so much that you end up really depressed or killing yourself. That's something that needs to keep, you need to keep an eye on that, right? The potential for like really dangerous side effects are there. But those I think are minor issues. And I think the bigger issue here is that once we get, once we reach like critical mass of more people coming out and admitting that they are, I don't want to say fake natties, because that's got a really negative connotation, right? Nobody's going to say, like, you're never going to hear anybody say, oh, hey guys, guess what? I was lying about doing steroids this whole time. I actually was using them, sorry. You're not going to hear that. What you are probably going to hear is people coming out and saying, like, I never said I didn't use them. Nobody asked. And I still don't admit that I use them. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's none of your business. I'm not going to win that argument anyway. You know what I mean? The people who have already kind of like been grandfathered into this system of steroids are bad, you're not allowed to say that you do them. I don't expect them to come out and say, to admit that they're doing it. But that does not mean that the two watchdogs cannot come out and continue to speak the truth and highlight like all of these individuals who are obviously, not just eating chicken and broccoli. Okay, so that was my video. I really think this is very good. Those two are definitely doing God's work. Highly recommend you check out those videos if you have not yet. In other news, I have a fitness, nutrition, and fasting course that is coming out at the end of November. If it's going to have all kinds of, it's got like over 100 videos in it, sample workouts, action plans, a fasting program, tells you exactly what to eat, exactly how to work out, what equipment you need, what kinds of workouts you should do. I want it to be as complete a program as I am capable of releasing right now. And if you are interested in getting on the mailing list and knowing when that will be like available for purchase, because it will be discounted for the first 50 people or something like that. So if you're interested in that, go to theminfit.com, stands for the Minimalist Guide to Fitness, THEMINFIT.com. Link in the description. Go follow me on Instagram. Peace.